perfect. It's always perfect when you guys can see my face. Alright, I'm going to take one big sloppy sip of water. Hello, if this is your first time here, my name is Shiro, and I'm a very, very thirsty comic artist. What I usually do on the stream, I talk a little bit about what happened artistically in the past week, if I did anything artistic. Technically I did. This time. And then after that we move on and I draw whatever comic that I am currently working on right now. And at this moment I am inking Welcome Home Nephew Bubbles, which is an alternate universe fan story involving the cast of Welcome Home by Clown Coffin and Yellow Guy from Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared. So, artistically speaking, if you guys tend to look a little bit at my socials, yesterday I did the Colors of the Month challenge. Hi Paul! And I already sold some of them. They're halfway packed. I still need to cut the foam to make them extra secure, then put some stamps and get them ready for mailing. Now, we are currently 12% funded on the current Throne goal, which is another rolling cart, so I can put my mailing stuff in it, so it stops being in a cardboard box on the ground, buried under cleaning rags. I would like to organize that a little bit, thank you. I mean, thanks to you guys, I was able to get the rolling cart, especially for my various papers, and I cannot thank you enough. That thing is right there, and it has improved my life tenfold, you guys would not believe. Now, the previous goal, if you guys remember, was a little treat for me. Well, technically they're all little treats, it's just most of the treats are to help me around the studio. By the way, I ordered some hooks for the toy chain so I can actually hang that chain. Well, it was supposed to be a chain, it's a rope to it, so I can actually hang that rope on my ceiling so I can then clip my toys on it. We'll get there. We'll get there. I got a couple of commissions and orders just this past week. So, I was able to actually get the freaking hooks. Can't thank you guys enough again. So, the little treat is here. It showed up pretty quickly, I'm not complaining. This was one of my reading grails, along with Christine, because for some reason I could never get my hands on Christine. And I'm still halfway through it. It's been almost 5 years. Happy anniversary. But I finally have it. Stephen King's Creepshow. So the story about this one, very simple, very short. Creepshow was a hardcover book that was in the section of the library where we were not allowed to take out books. Until one day the librarian stopped me, like almost grabbed me by the arm and said, "You know that section where you're not allowed to take out books?" I said, "Yeah. You're allowed to take out books." Okay. I never took it out because it scared me. Let's remember, okay? My high school in the States, it's both the middle school and high school. So when I entered high school, I was 10 years old. I entered school early because my birthday was weird anyway. And when I was allowed in the section where we were not allowed, this was one of the rare comic books that were there, if not the only one. And of course it was like in front of the Stephen King bricks. And I started reading Stephen King after discovering that we actually had a book of Stephen King's in the house all this time. Tommyknockers. It's somewhere in there right now. And I had read Tommyknockers over the course of that summer, and I enjoyed it a lot. So of course I wanted more Stephen King. And it was back when I was much more of a coward than I am now. And I read the first story in it in the library, Father's Day. And when I got to here, right here, not even this. This is what scared me. I put the book back and I went to get something else. I was like, ugh. No, I'm gonna have nightmares. Now I know I have the flavor of ADHD that will give me nightmares whatever I do. So I am indulging. And I always wanted to read the rest of it. And now I have it. And like I got 3 million bookmarks somewhere in the studio and I can never remember where I put them. So I got a I got an envelope as a bookmark. I've been working and reading one story, working a little bit more, reading one story. I'm almost there. I'm almost there. I believe I'm at the quote-unquote Leslie Nielsen part. Yeah. So thank you guys so much. I am absolutely thrilled. And then once I'm done, I'm going to store it with my other good horror books. I talked about it a little bit yesterday. I have the first 6 issues because the second volume is not ready yet. Like, they just released the 6th episode of the second storyline of Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees. Beautiful Darkness. Another one that I like, and like they're all painterly. This one is more comic booky. I understand myself, but Beneath the Trees, Beautiful Darkness, and yes, including Did You Hear or Did You See? But I think it's Did You Hear What Eddie Gein Done? 3 very watercolory books. Like, I adore the visuals. Storytelling is good. As far as storytelling goes, my favorite is Beautiful Darkness. Well, I would say more like, you guys will understand watercolor like. But Did You Hear What Eddie Gein Done is more of ink washes than watercolor, I would say, because it's all monochrome. Anyway, beautiful stuff. Thick book. And what's the name of that that other book I like? Yeah, I'm Googling live. Happy Easter, Ronald! Shadows on the Grave. There we go. Richard Corbin's Shadows on the Grave. That one I actually, and that's something I did also with Beneath the Trees, Volume 1. I collected all the issues digitally, and once the volume was out, I bought it. The physical volume was out, I bought it. So I got Shadows on the Grave on my iPad, in my Kindle app, and as a nice big brick. I believe it's a hardcover too, so that's nice. Hardcover with the really nice texture there that's like really smooth and really nice. Like, I like me some really artistic comics. Like, house style all you want. If I see a comic with a more original art style, I'm gonna be more drawn to it. Thus, Creepshow, because even if it is like very comic book, quote-unquote generic style, it has some fun stuff in it. It has some fun color use, because the movie itself, Creepshow, was heavily based and heavily referencing comic styles and use of colors. So the comic is referencing the movie, referencing comics. So it's kind of like playing a lot with colors and what's the other word I was looking for? Contrast. There we go. There is one thing that just one thing that bothers me. Now, I know I didn't see the movie, but I saw a lot of clips of the movie. If anything, technically, I've seen the movie if you put all the clips I've seen together from other reviewers on YouTube. Jordy Verrill, if I'm not mistaken how the name is pronounced, I'm not gonna pick up the book again just for that. Played by our Lord and Savior Stephen King. In the movie, he sees the meteor, he pours water on it to cool it down, it splits. He panics, he tries to grab it, burns himself, sticks the stuff in his mouth, his fingers in his mouth, sees the liquid, and he goes, meteor shit. In the book, for some reason, in the book, they were able to show the decapitation of that woman, like the manual decapitation of that woman. They're able to show Jordy Verrill at the... Like, this movie is like 40 years old, if not older, so... I think you'll forgive me for the spoilers. At the end of this short, Jordy Verrill, even if he's like a moss man, they're allowed to show Jordy Verrill shooting himself in the head. Well, in the moss. But he's not allowed to say meteor shit. He says meteor crap. Why? What in the Hays Code forbid Paper Jordy Verrill, played by Stephen King? And honestly, another thing in the short is that in this book, apparently they were not allowed to use actors' resemblance or anything. The closest to an actor resemblance I saw so far is that the guy that Leslie Nielsen plays in there is drawn with white hair. Because Jordy Verrill in this, both eyes point straight, he has nice brown hair. Jordy Verrill does not look like that in the movie. Praise our Lord and Savior Stephen King. When you put a camera in front of Stephen King, his face just kinda does the same thing as my personality does when the camera is pointing on me. Like, I'm so sorry, Mr. Stephen King. Please don't send me to hell. But like, he sees a camera and he's like... And you know it's on purpose, because when he played himself, kind of, sort of, in the It remake, the two movies, when he's like the antique dealer, like his face is normal, so you know when he was doing that was on purpose. He saw the camera and he was like... Because when he's the antique guy, like, his eyes are perfectly straight, he's perfectly serious. And then all his other appearances in his other movies. He does it on purpose. He has to do it on purpose. Especially for Jordy. Jordy, the slag-jawed Yoko! So you kind of expect a face, and he doesn't do the face in the comic. So happy Easter, everybody. I didn't think of getting an Easter garland for the top of the screen. I apologize for that. If you'll forgive me, I'll be inking puppies and little boys and bubbles today. I'm thirsty, give me a second. Black, and where's my... I think it'd be more interesting if I switch to my main screen. There we go. There we go. Found my greasy tilter! Oof. This is all water that I'm burping right now. So other than that, those of you that showed up, how is your Easter so far if you celebrate Easter? Me, as predicted, I got some Kinder Surprise. I opened my first one, and it was a... Husemana just joined the party. Thank you for joining the party, Husemana. I hope you enjoy the show. Assuming I'm pronouncing that right. And this time I didn't have a heart attack. Hey! Now, as I was saying, I got a Frozen themed Kinder Surprise. I open it, Olaf, and I was like, I'm not keeping that. Not that I hate Olaf, but my mom loves Olaf. So I put them together, all 3 pieces. I didn't even eat the chocolate. I just practically ran upstairs to give it to her. Because I thought that would make her happy. And it did very much. Of course, whenever I give her something, and if it's small, I usually keep my hands like this. And she just looks at me like... And I hand her my closed hands and she's like... She does not trust me. And she shouldn't, but still. And I even explained, I opened my my chocolate and I saw the prize, and that prize is more for you than for me. And when she realized what it was, then she was very happy. Now it's over the TV soundbar in front of the TV. Oop, I almost threw my enjoying the day off. Yes! I hope you slept in this morning. Do we encourage laziness on days off here? Yes. I love this new tool. That whenever I make lines, I just have to wait a little bit, just like in the Procreate, and then it'll straighten by itself. But unlike Procreate, I can actually adjust it. Like a vector. Like right now I'm working in a vector layer, but if I was working in a raster layer, I could still edit that line. The difference is, because it's a vector layer, I can edit that line later on still. Yeah, but this program is better at this, and this program is better at that, and Clip Studio is better at comics, and that's what I do most often, comics. So I like Clip Studio. Bite me. Like, really, the only program that I will actively shit on is Adobe. I can't even say for obvious reasons anymore. I can just say for all the reasons. Because that's the point they're at now. They're shitty for all the reasons. But, like, programs like Procreate and Krita, Fire Alpaca, GIMP, if you're old school, I really don't care, as long as you're having fun. Did I talk about that last time? I received an email from Global Comics that they decided they didn't like AI comics anymore, and they took, supposedly, they took all of them off the platform. AI-assisted comics are still okay, they say, but comics made entirely with AI, no. And I'm like, I'll take it, but that's like the smallest little crumb of decency that you're showing us. Thank you, I guess. They were like, comics made with Adobe's AI is fine. And I'm like, it's the exact same thing. And they do mention Clip Studio. The AI used by Clip Studio Colorize Assist tool is fine. I'm like, okay, maybe I'm the chump here, but I never got Colorize to work the way I wanted to. So I don't use it. And like, I do use the shading assist tool, but it's still very, very crunchy for some reason. So what I prefer to do is I use the shading slash lighting assist tool, and I see how it looks under different angles and different colors, and then I turn it off, and then I do it by hand. Then I can be sure it's gonna look good. We want a big Barnaby. Oh, that is such a good duo. Squeak. Speaking of things that appear wholesome and have dark undertones, I've been getting like rather far at this point in Jimmy and the Pulsating Mass. I still don't know why the Pulsating Mass hates Jimmy so much. But, and obviously I don't want to say too much either in case some of you want to try the game. And that game has been out for a good couple years, if not 10 at this point. It's just recently that the creator was able to get it on the eShop. But I will say that it does kind of go real dark real quick in some spots. But there was one spot that is a hidden spot that I felt was rather interesting, considering how the story is going. And you go inside and you expect to see like drawings of ancient civilizations, but it's literally just Jimmy's memories. And your dad that's in the party just pops out and starts explaining the drawings that you guys see. Like it's supposed to be there. Like he is not surprised at all to see Jimmy's memories on the walls of an ancient structure. And he's explaining them like very plainly, like everything is normal, like everything is supposed to be there. So I'm starting to wonder if the entire game is not going on inside Jimmy's head. Like, sometimes things are very fantastic, and sometimes things get way too real, and there's no real breathing room in between those events. Like, right now the game is like has more content and things to do and areas that I thought it was gonna have. Like, the creator put a lot of work in this project. Like, yes, primarily the game is inspired by Earthbound, but I can see a lot of different other references. Like, one of the islands, I will not say which one, I will not name it by name, but if you play the game and you see it, and you're familiar with the other game I'm going to name, you're gonna recognize it right away. One of the islands is clearly inspired by a space funeral. Should Space Funeral be on the eShop? See, here's the weird thing about Space Funeral. Technically, like, if you look up Space Funeral game or RPG Maker or something like that, you will see several Space Funerals. I think there's at least 4, but there is only one real one. The other 3 are actually fan-made, and the creator of Space Funeral considers the fan-made ones canon. Now, like I said, I think they are 4 Space Funerals. For all I know, they made more since then. Or they deleted some of the fan ones. Like, you're never really sure with RPG Maker games what people decide to do with the games they made. Now, I was talking of references earlier. In Space Funeral, there's an enemy that is literally taken from Phantoma. Bye. Fletcher Hicks. Under the name of Barclay Flags. Let me just let you look at her a little bit. Most specifically, when she uses her power, right here. So, if you're playing Space Funeral... Hi, Cartoon Cat Girl! Happy Easter to you too! So, if you're playing Space Funeral and you see a skull with beautiful blonde hair, it is a reference to Phantoma from Fletcher Hanks. Hanks Fletcher? I can never remember the order of his name. Fletcher Hanks, yeah, I was right. Who is also the creator of Stardust the Super Wizard. And that's another rabbit hole. Stardust is something, let me tell you. Oh wait, I didn't. Yeah. Because in the last one, Butterfly is one of Julie's sentences is not edged in white, but I didn't correct it. I think it's healthy that Yellow Guy realizes that he's had bad days. He's capable of thinking even if his batteries are bad. Are the batteries canon in this continuity? Just got back from Easter lunch with my family. We ate at this Brazilian place. Oh, what did you have? My dad is currently baking a ham for tonight. As you say Brazilian, I'm like, ooh, sounds spicy. I like that. Lots and lots of steak. I'm going to eat brisket tonight. Oh, everybody's having steak. Brisket and steak. I'm having ham. Well, it's going to be good ham. That's another thing. Wacom industry standard. And sometimes my Wacom forget it's a Wacom. Your Easter is good so far. I already got my Easter haul. Mom got me some Kinder Surprise, of course. One of them is a kit with a blue bunny inside, and she got me a plush lamb too. For some reason, I'm pretty sure she bought that for Lily, though. But well, it's nice. It's cute. I put it between my stereo speakers, and I opened my first Kinder Surprise, and it was Frozen themed. And then I looked at who I got, and I was like, this is more for Mom than for me. So I went upstairs to give it to her. And when I give Mom something small, I always keep my hands closed like this, and she never trusts me when I do that, because she was looking at me like... Then I gave it to her, and she was like, Olaf! And I was like, exactly! My mom is a big fan of Olaf. No, I don't know if she saw the video of Olaf in Euro Disney. Absolutely eating shit. The animatronic bugged out and fell down and was funny. My mom got me a soldering kit. Oh, that's nice. Makes my Kinder Surprise look like chump change. I'm not complaining. I like Kinder Surprise. I'm a tinkerer, so getting to build a little thing is always nice. But I do remember they were like a lot more involved when I was a baby Shiro. Now I built Olaf and he was literally just 2 pieces. His head and upper body, and then 2 pieces. He was 3 pieces. His head and upper body, and then I had to snap his lower body together around a peg on the upper body. Not the hardest thing I've ever had to do. But I remember when I was young, when Kinder Surprise had the Smurfs and the Pink Panther. Oh, there was a lot of pieces for the Smurfs. Like, you had the jaw, and you had the eyes and the nose, and the jaw at the ears, I think, and then you clicked the hat on top of that, and then you started with the torso, and you clicked the arms, and then you clicked the pants, and then you clicked the tail, and then you had to put the stickers for the eyes. I bet Cartoon Cat Girl would like to try fixing up old game consoles and stereo equipment. I did wire harnessing when I had a real job, but never really learned to solder. Well, now's the perfect time to learn! You got a kit and everything. Just don't hold it like by the middle part, by like a lot of what's the name of that? Not concept photos, but when you need a photo from Getty Image. I can't do 2 things at once, clearly. Stock photo, there we go. A lot of stock photos show people soldering something, holding the soldering iron like by the tippy tip on the metal part. Don't do that. Oh, especially when they're selling soldering irons like on Temu or AliExpress. Like, good for kids, and you see the kids holding the soldering iron like this, and it's clearly a Photoshop job. Thank God! Then again, I should not talk. I hurt myself on a paper shredder Friday. I still got the scar that you guys can't see. Can you see it's slightly dark over here? And of course, it was not on the blades, because nobody hurts themselves evidently in this house. I pinched myself between the motor and the bin of the shredder, putting the motor back on the bin. And it kind of clicked into place too fast for me to take my finger out, and then I was like, ah, and I drew blood, and I put a little plaster on it, and I was like, ah, okay, I'm good. I'd like to remind you that a fan-made Lufia game just came out. Oddly enough, the kit came with a game console. It will only work on that one console. So is it like a fan game on the old hardware? What is it? It's like what you get in the McDonald's Happy Meal, yeah. I should probably make that dark. I made that spot dark last time. I try not to quote-unquote color in Barnaby too much because I don't want him to get muddy. Which Wario character is fun or difficult to draw? Could be any character. By the way, hi Bono. I don't know, I'm enjoying drawing both Wario and Waluigi for wildly different reasons. I exaggerate them a lot more than their models. And I get to play with their design more than with Mario and Luigi. As far as WarioWare's character, I don't draw them enough to really have a preference. I would say their designs are stiffer in general. Like, I don't know if you've played a lot of WarioWares, and I'm talking to everybody here. The characters are like very even, very symmetrical, very stiff. Even the ones that hunch over are very stiff. There's not a lot going on as far as animation. But Wario himself, I get to play with him a lot. Waluigi too. And because they're so polar opposites, I like to push their designs and play with them more, and it's very fun. I recently did one drawing where Wario trying to convince Mona to pull his finger, but Mona's too smart for him. As she should. I think I saw it. I think I saw it quickly. If I ever requested any WarioWare characters for Color Challenge, expect me to request them in the style of Super Mario Bros. Super Show, Ryu, Sukemita, Dragon Half, or Chuck Jones. 4560 Chuck Jones, I might add. Yeah, later Chuck Jones, when he wasn't basically emulating Bob Clampett, when he was more him with the extra lines and the droopy eyelids, I should say. Why anyone would fall for a guy like Wario is beyond me. It's gotta be for his money. Sardonic appeal probably, plus Princess Chocolat from Wario Land 4 did kiss him at the end. 4 times. One for each form of Chocolat. Hard question, what is Lee's favorite drawing that was only commissioned by you? Might want to rephrase that, because I don't commission a lot of work, if any. And usually when I commission a piece and I receive it, I'm really happy. Like there was that one time Vidramon was running a special on these teeny tiny commissions. And I ordered a Lisa from her, and she delivered. It was so cute. You know what? Money well spent. Like, teeny tiny Risa, like about this big on the paper, and she was like dancing. I'm like, yay! Not dancing, skipping. Shiro, you really paid money for a drawing this big? And I was like, yeah. I like the style, I wanted to see Risa in it, and yeah, I could have drawn it myself. But, at the time, I had the money, so why the hell not? You know, it's funny that I'm working on a pipe today. Last Friday, someone that was commissioning you to draw something that you don't like. Oh, Lord. I'll finish my pipe story and then I'll think about a commission like that. Well, there was this one guy that asked me to draw Thomas the Tank Engine. No, I'm kidding. So, this Friday, I pretty much bullied my mom into cleaning her office because the Thursday before, I went into her office for something. Sometimes I work in her office for paperwork and stuff like that because her computer has the websites bookmark that I need. Yeah, I know it's lazy. I could have the bookmarks on this computer myself, but this computer is for artwork. The upstairs computer is for paperwork. Bon. And I opened the door, and I couldn't even step in because there was so much stuff on the floor. Like empty boxes and stuff like that, and I was like... And I will be honest, I lost my shit. Now when I lose my shit, what's weird about me is when I lose my shit, I will get extremely quiet and extremely stoic. But I will also get very bossy, and that's pretty much what happened. I bossed Mom around. And I was like, we are cleaning this office. And she said, can it be on the Easter Monday? And I said, no. As soon as possible. And the next day, I had breakfast. I let her sleep because that day my Aunt Berta was over. They partied a little bit. I let her sleep all she needed to sleep because she was gonna have a really big day. When she got up, she had breakfast, I had lunch, and we started on this bullshit. It took all afternoon, all evening. We stopped, it was time to eat. But we got it done. And why does it relate to what I'm doing right now? Is because through all this mess, we found my grandpa's pipe. My dad's pipe. I didn't even know we had that. It was in a box with a lot of cassettes, and a lot of these cassettes were recorded cassettes of my grandpa singing. So of course we kept those too. And once again in that same box was my grandpa's harmonica. Little teeny tiny harmonica. That box was full of stuff. It had the pipe, had the harmonica. It also had my mom's harmonica, which is bigger, and her very first recorder. The wooden flute, like her voice changed once I pulled that out. I was like, I recognize this. Look, Mom. And she was like, my old recorder. Then she started playing, but of course she was way out of practice, and she played the theme song to The Little House on the Prairie. And I was like, oh, Father Ingalls struggled to build that fence, didn't he? And she went to put it in the craft room, which also doubles as the music room. So now the musical instruments are all in the music room. We also took care of all the paperwork that was stuck in the on the desks. There's 2 desks. one normal desk and one corner desk where the computer is, and it was like this with paperwork. The oldest paperwork that we found was from 2021. It was about damn time, okay? That room was a fire hazard, just waiting to happen. Now it's clean. We found a bunch of stuff. We cleared out a lot of expired paperwork. We now have access to both desks and the floor. Now, to answer Bono's question, someone that was commissioning you to draw something that you don't like. Least favorite would be when it's obvious fetish stuff and they're trying to pretend it's not fetish stuff. Like when it's a fetish and you're honest with it, like, yeah, sure, fine, money is money. Just be honest, be an adult about it, you know? But when they're trying to hide and trying to be dodgy and... well, like, I don't like that. Least favorite after the fact would be that time I did a bleach drawing for a customer that wanted it as a tattoo. And the customer insisted that it be on paper with ink. And those of you that commission me know that I usually like submit a sketch and then a pencil and tell them if you want any changes, it's now, because once I get to ink, I change nothing. And of course, that dick. I will be using gendered insults, but assume the customer has no gender. Kept saying, no, it's perfect, don't change a thing. Like verbatim, don't change a thing, it's perfect, I love it. So of course I inked it, and once it was inked and rendered and finished and everything, okay, now turn her around. What? Yeah, I want her the other way for the tattoo. What? And the character, Niliel, I believe, has a 3 on her back. And I was like, I can't. Been there, yeah. I can't. It's on paper. I can't change it. I told you. Like, that's something you could have told me at the sketch. So I could have erased it and drawn it the other way around. I can't turn her around. It's paper. It's not digital. And why do I say that I dislike it after the fact? Because she took the scan. Keep in mind, I'm paid, okay? I'm paid. She fully paid me, and she sent me some stuff, some extra stuff that I didn't want. She sent me some extra stuff, and so she took what I gave her. She also insisted that I draw the piece on paper, so I would then send it to her, and I used one of my good comic cardstock 11x17 for it and everything. I kept it. I didn't send it, and she never asked me about it, so she took it, and she redrew it Clearly it was not traced. And she had the redraw tattooed on her, and guys, oh god. Let's put it like this. But I'm using... Okay. I'm gonna have to admit, it was a female client. No, not me. You're funny, Shiro. Good. That's the whole point. And she came back with a photo of the changes she did tattooed on her. And she said, "Look, I fixed it." Guys. She told me, and I'm gonna tell everybody you drew my tattoo. Now, I didn't say it to her, but I did think, please don't. I have a reputation. Guys, it was horrible. That's why I kept the original to prove that I don't draw like that. And after that, that was it. I retired from drawing designs for tattoos because it was not doing me any good. Yeah, she paid me in full, but I was traumatized at that point. Like, it was not the first time that I kept telling a customer, you have to tell me about the changes during the sketch, during the pencils, so I can... Because once it's inked, it's inked. And then I would ink it, and they would still say it's perfect, and then I would render it, and then I said, okay, now do this really big change. Fuck you. So I retired from drawing tattoos just from that one customer. She wasn't even mean. She was just extremely frustrating that she pulled that on me, and all happy telling me I fixed it. Like, she made it sound like she made the drawing better, and she just wanted it flipped. But if the drawing is on paper, you're supposed to tell me you want it flipped during the sketch. And it's not like she was supposed to guess that she was supposed to give me changes. Because I keep telling at each step, if you want to change, now's the time. Oh, she was lucky she was in another town. And now Bono is saying, okay, what is your favorite Princess Peach drawing or comic, or both is your favorite? Right now I'd say my favorite Princess Peach comic is the one I'm working on now, Chemical Reaction, because I am giving her a lot of facial expressions. And as far as the tattoo design go, Cartoon Cat Girl is saying that's horrible, and Ronald is saying you did the right thing. Oh, you better believe it. Oh my goodness. Like, there are good tattoos of my art out there. They exist. But they are few and far between. There's a guy out there with a tattoo. I had made like a dark skeletal version of the White Rabbit from Alice in Wonderland. And that guy asked for permission to get it changed to get it done to a tattoo, and I was like, oh yeah, sure, go ahead. And it came out great, and my drawing was in black and white. The tattoo artist decided to color it, and they did a fantastic job. And then that same guy wanted an insane Mad Hatter to put on his other arm, and he commissioned me for it. Went to the same tattoo artist. Once again, gorgeous, beautiful piece. And one time for an Art Snacks challenge, I had drawn a Pokemon-style human witch, and a lady asked me for permission to get it done as a tattoo, and that ended up on her thigh, and it was also gorgeous. If you don't change anything, coloring doesn't count if you're good at coloring. If you don't change anything on my art, it looks great on skin. If you start getting whimsical with it, you're just gonna ruin it, okay? Like, literally, the last tattoo drawing was several years after that I did. It was literally like a little palm tree and some flip-flops for my front door neighbor. And she was like, how much? And I'm like, well, you guys help us all the time for free. Here you go. Go have that tattooed. And it came out super cute. So it's not that hard to just do what I tell you to do. Like, I'm not asking much here, okay? If you want to use my art for a tattoo, ask me permission and show me the results. Depending on the results, I will probably repost it. But seriously, after the Nelliel one, and I tell that story all the time, because of course I have people still asking me for tattoos, and I'm like, no. I even have people ask me to, like, tattoo them, like, directly, and I'm like, I am not a tattoo artist. Paper doesn't scream and it doesn't bleed. And through all that, there's also other people that think that I hate the concept of tattoos. That I hate tattoos. No. That is completely wrong. I have a tattoo. I would like to have more, but they're expensive. Just like with everything else, the problem is not the tattoos, it's the people. You know, I believe after Bubbles, I'll be drawing something completely different for a while. Last week, I remembered a very, very old idea I had when I was a teenager called A Day at the Zoo. And it's supposed to look like a UPA, 1950s, early 60s art style that you would see in educational children's book. Like line art on a big blob of color and it sounds wholesome. It's in the style of an educational 50s book. It is not. And it kind of escalates as the visit to the zoo goes on, so that's what I'm thinking I'll be doing after Bubbles. Give you guys like a little change once in a while. What is the most funniest thing you ever seen that you can't stop laughing about? I can't say under the without the presence of my lawyer. I know exactly what I want to talk about, but I can't say it. I cannot say it. Not in public. I would just like to remind the people of the jury that I am not a good person. I'm a nice person when I want, but I'm mean. Like, deep down, I'm a dick. I like what UPA did in the late 40s, early 50s, such as early Mr. Magoo, The Telltale Heart, and Rudy Toot Toot. But after that, they became dull, boring, and overrated. Well, I mean, they had to animate for TV, so that's very different than animating for shorts. Animating for shorts, you had several weeks. Animating for TV, you kind of had to, you had to pump them out super quick. Now, on the other hand, their Dick Tracy cartoons can be enjoyed in a so bad it's good sort of way. Kind of like my humor. Me, I think UPA, and oddly enough, I think the Patty Frailing. Then I start thinking of Bunny and Claude. That sure was a decision they made. And like, it's not even the same company, it's just that I think like later the Patty Frailing was really pushing that UPA style before they closed down. The Patty Frailing's Pink Panther cartoons still hold up. On the other hand, most of their other cartoons do not. Now, when they try to be cool, Because what was the name of their Pink Panther knockoff? Hip Cat? And of course the Bonnie and Claude thing, I think... How many episodes of Bunny and Claude did they make? 3? 5? It didn't last long in Hip Cat either. Cool Cat, thank you. See, even the name is so generic I couldn't remember it. I've got about 30 minutes left before I'm done with this stream. When do you think Rocky and Bullwinkle will go into public domain? So that people can make a ton of horror games and horror movies with very low production value to make $1. Popeye has 3 horror movies. I think in one of them he's related to nobody. In one of them, Olive is his sister. And in yet another one of them, Sweet Pea is the final girl. Let us remind the jury that Sweet Pea is originally a boy. Now, I'm not one to complain about gender swapping because woke, but wouldn't it have been, in a way, more original if Sweet Pea would have been like a final guy? Because there's not a lot of final guys. And when they are, they're usually saved by the final girl. And like to have a final guy have an emotional moment with their parent slash serial killer, wouldn't that be a bit more original? And there's a lot of chat that I'm going to read. Cool Cat was voiced by F Troop's Larry Storch, who also worked for Filmation in the mid-70s and even married with children. Thanks for a fun show, Shiro. Have a great Easter Sunday. Your illustrations looks awesome. Thank you, Paul. In other words, a Five Nights at Freddy's knockoff. Oh, there are plenty of Five Nights at Freddy's knockoffs already. Like, let's not talk about the games because we'll be here until next week. J. Ward's cartoons had low production value, but Bill Scott's wit compensated for that, even if most of the cartoons haven't aged very well. I think we owe Robert Altman's Popeye movie an apology at this point. Do we ever? You know what? You did good, Pig. You did good. That'll do, Pig. That'll do. Now, as far as FNAF ripoffs goes, there's Willy's Wonderland with Nicolas Cage that I still want to see. If only for Nicolas Cage, because he doesn't talk and he just kicks ass, and that's hilarious. They then have him say, "I am what I am." It's funny you should mention the line Cartoon Cat Girl, because Dark Horse, I'm pretty sure it's Dark Horse that published a horror anthology where the main story was clearly Popeye, but the premise was actually pretty good in my opinion, and it was Popeye killing fishermen. He would rise from the sea and sink the boat and kill everybody gruesomely, of course. But the twist was that Popeye was undead. Popeye had been killed by the sea hag, and he is being controlled as a zombie. And the sea hag is like, finally, you're mine, and I can do whatever I want with you. And at the end of the short, Popeye just... he has a tear... a subtle tear running down his cheek because he's wet. He's in the ocean. And he says mournfully the only words he can still say in his undead form: "I am what I am." And that is a really good Popeye horror story. They can't say Popeye, they can't say Sea Hag, but it is clearly them. Meanwhile, the Tree horror movies, they just want to use Popeye's looks. Like, oh look, an abandoned spinach factory. Let's explore. It's a spinach factory. I don't care. Why the fuck, other than in Gotham City, do you want to visit an abandoned factory near the port? I think I heard of that. Yeah, I talked about it previously. Like, nobody wants to visit an abandoned factory seaside unless every freaking night you look up it through your window and you see the bat signal and you go, ah, yeah. That's the only reason people want to go visit factories, because I don't know if you guys remember Batman the Animated Series, but like 3/4 of the episodes, the villains had their headquarters in an abandoned factory, and it was almost always near the port, just to have an excuse to draw Batman soaking wet. Naked. I'm not going far with naked Batman, that's for sure. I think the medical term for a naked Batman is Bruce Wayne. Somewhere Mystery Inc. is shedding a tear. And the other FNAF ripoff movie is The Banana Splits, which is rumored to have been using an abandoned script for the FNAF movie back when Warner Brothers was going to produce it. But Warner Brothers is allergic to money, so... Dick Tracy has also been in public domain for years. At least the modern comics based off of that took what the 1990 movies did and improved on what it got right. Yeah, there's a whole other story about that, because there hasn't been another Dick Tracy movie. The producer, I think, is keeping the copyright on the movie making, because something about not being allowed to make a sequel because it didn't sell well. And apparently every time the copyright's about to expire, he makes a little Dick Tracy short with him as Dick Tracy, and that renews his copyright. And he does it purely out of spite. And, I mean, you gotta admire the hustle. That's what I heard. I don't know if it's really true. But, like, he passes it on TV real quick, or on a video publishing platform. I don't know. It's just I keep seeing that story pop up once in a while on Facebook. Excuse me. Oh my goodness. Warner Brothers has been run by idiots for the past 20 years. Yes. Especially the idiot in I wanted to say the idiot in chief, and I passed close to say the idiot in shit. Zaslat, however it's pronounced. I remember reading somewhere that he said out loud that he doesn't like cartoons. I'm like, the fuck are you doing being the head of Warner Brothers then? I don't like exercising. Do you see me running a gym? No! No kidding. least we got Ketchup Entertainment. Ketchup, that's the one that bought the rights to Coyote vs. Acme? Because I know Coyote vs. Acme is supposed to release this year. Also, I appreciate how everybody's reaction to Zaslav telling them to delete the files to the movie was, because everybody was like, do you realize how hard we work on this shit? The day the Earth blew up was awesome. Did Ketchup Entertainment buy that one too? Because that one passed close to be shelved, but it was saved in extremis. Yep. God bless Ketchup Entertainment. One reason why no one would ever let me work on Looney Tunes and Merry Melodies. I'm bringing Daffy Duck back to his roots. Ditto for Party Pig. So mix up character combinations as well. Okay, but no Daffy Duck and Speedy Gonzales anymore, okay? The Patty Freeling did that and it was very awkward. And personally, the way I see it, Daffy's personality change like in canon, to my idea in canon, Daffy's personality change was from when he was like, whoa, 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 he was like super popular. He became more popular than Porky Pig. And Porky's reaction to that was very candid. He was okay with that. Like, did Daffy is more popular than me? Well, that's nice. And I'd have Porky take on Wile E. Coyote for starters, but make sure that it properly works. And Daffy became more angry, more Donald Duck-like when Bugs showed up and became more popular than him. So, if you guys notice, when they put Bugs and Daffy together in the original shorts, Daffy was very resentful of Bugs for stealing a spotlight. Daffy likes the spotlight. Daffy loves being the center of attention, and he did not digest that Bugs became more popular than him. I'm just gonna finish this panel and then we'll be done with today's live stream. Porky sucks, but Porky is so nice. Have you seen the short where Porky cusses? There is a short on YouTube where Porky will smash his thumb with a hammer and cuss, and it's an actual short, but it was like employees only, like when they were just fucking around. So it's literally just Porky like the son of a BB, son of a BB, son of a BB gun. You thought I was gonna say son of a bitch, didn't ya? And that's it. That's the short. Kind of like the precursor to the Pixar bloopers, you know? The Daffy Bugs rivalry needs to end, to be honest. It only worked in one short and shouldn't have been the formula. What can I say? Daffy holds a grudge. But I like the Daffy and Bugs rivalry. He's a wuss. I mean, he's a wuss now. He's, there's a lot of time in the older shorts that Porky, like, really stands his grounds. like there are 3 shorts where Porky and Sylvester are paired together. Where Porky is the brave one and Sylvester is the scared one. Like there's one where they go into a pretty much abandoned hotel. And Porky gets kidnapped by rats because the rats have been trying to kill him the entire short, and Sylvester knows and he's been trying to save Porky, and Porky is like, stop being scared, Sylvester. And then there's another one where they go camping, but they end up on top of a flying saucer, and the flying saucer brings them to a planet. That of the shorts, that one's my favorite, if only because they're playing around with the gravity and stuff like that. Like Porky's sleeping and then he's just casually floating up, and Sylvester notices and tries to bring him back down. Let's see, we got 6 panels inked today. That's pretty good. How many do we have left? We have 8 panels left. Maybe we'll finish them next Sunday, maybe not. We'll see when we get there, but we are done for today. Good chat, people. Good chat. Good job. You guys kept me talking. That's good. Thank you. Now we know next time we're gonna talk a lot about Looney Tunes and stuff like that. Looney Tunes is a good subject. I like Looney Tunes. And with that, of course, we are going to the bookend where I read super fast and stumble. Because we are going to give extra special caramel drizzle, rainbow sprinkled, chocolate syrup thanks to our supporters Ember B, Paul K, Miss Innovis, Bad at Multiplayers, Blosix, Laura S, Jeff B, RC Tanook, Mario 369, and our part-time supporters Super Judith 808, Rocket Mouse, and Lightning Spirit Dragon 938. Because the default names on Global Comics really chooses stuff for you, don't they? So next live stream, of course, is going to be next Sunday. Give me a date calendar. April 12th at 1 p.m. Eastern time. That's my time, not your time. Maybe your time. I don't know you. I don't know your life. Hope you guys have fun watching me draw this. A lot of fun drawing it. I'll see you guys next week. I love you all. And, I don't know. Bye-bye.